So we are now recording, and I have the pleasure of welcoming everybody to the Gab Chat. This recording will be available to anybody that wants it. Just send me an email and I will send it to you. We don't put it out there. All of these recordings will go on to the Beer and Center Community Hub under our resources where we have all of these past and present saved. So today is going to be a full agenda. Heather, who you see, I don't know where you see her, but I see her up in my top left-hand corner. Heather Kemp, Heather Knox and Greg Kemp. They are both Gab instructors. Heather did it first. She finished in, I think it was May or something of 2024. And then she told Greg, boy, you better get into this. So Greg then joined in and became a Gab instructor. And now they are both teaching together. Heather is from Canada. I don't know if it's British Columbia in Canada. Is it, Heather?
Yes, it is,
Okay.
Vancouver.
And Greg is from my home state of Minnesota, and they're now living permanently in Mexico. And if you looked at the Gab Chat invitation, you saw that they started a nonprofit in Guatemala. I'm not sure how many years they ran that, but it was a children's learning center that I've heard so many good things about. Heather is a digital storyteller, and Greg is a poet and writer. So with that, they are going to take over now because we have this to get through, and then we're going to have Melissa Coates talk about our Beer and Center Community Hub that has all of the resources that you have heard us talk about. And we're going to have time for just schmoozing and talking about you or questions you might have or classes that you might want to talk about. So Heather and Greg, take it over.
Thanks, Cheryl. Well, first I'm going to put on my Gab host hat, and we're going to start with a flash writing exercise like we've been doing for the last few sessions. And based on the topic that Greg and I will be talking about today, which is lessons learned from the movie Coco, we're going to ask everyone to spend the next 5 minutes writing about someone significant in your life, and it could be a human or a pet who has passed away, and tell us a story about this special person in your life. So we're at 5:04 my time. We'll go till 5:09, 5:10.
I might ask you to put that in the chat so other people, when they come in, will know what we're doing.
Yeah, I will.
I could pause the record. I think I'll pause the recording while we're doing this.
To share their.
Hello, Spider-Man.
Hi, Barb. Barb, do you want to mute?
Sorry.
No problem. That was very sweet. Anybody want to share? Oh my goodness. Okay, thanks, Diane. Then Alice, you're next. Oh, look at Spider-Man.
Look, this is just a few words about my mother, who my mother entered this world on a farm in South Australia in 1915. She had a brother and 5 sisters eventually. Their parents ran a dairy farm in the hills, some distance from the capital city of Adelaide. I can't imagine what life was like with 7 children on such a farm where the parents and the children, when they were old enough, would milk the cows twice a day. My grandmother would prepare breakfast for all before sending the school-aged children off to school on foot with a little snack for their lunch. That's all.
Oh, thanks, Diane. I want to know more now, though. Thank you. Alice, do you have a story for us?
Yeah, okay. It was the last beach outing with our youngest sibling and only brother, Arthur. He had just finished another round of chemotherapy. His body was weakened, his walk slower, but his spirit as lively and disarming as ever. His body had been through a battle, but his smile undimmed. His warmth, radiant. That day, he made sure to spend time with each one of us, pulling us aside from one another, chats like he always had. He wasn't just trying to make a dramatic farewell, That wasn't his style. He shared a joke or gentle advice, gave a pat on the back, and beamed a knowing smile, just like Arthur being Arthur. But we all felt it, that quiet weight behind his word, as if he knew he didn't have many days with us. He gave that day everything he had. He made space for every single one of us. He didn't make it about him, he made it about us. We knew he was in pain. We knew he was carrying what he was carrying, yet he carried us too, like he always did. He was many things in one body: our brother, our second father, our comic relief, our peacemaker, our steady hand. It was my brother's ninth death anniversary last October 11.
Alice. Al-
Wow.
Alice was in my training, and I remember you writing about Arthur. So thank
That
you
that
for
was a
sharing.
beautiful, beautiful tribute, Alice.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
may see multiples of my name. That was because I gave the direct link to friends and family to be able to hear our talk. So you may wonder why I appear on the screen so many times. Anybody else want to share?
Sure.
Lily, yay.
Ooh,
This,
uh,
this is not to mean to be a downer. It's meant to be an encouragement. So, my son-in-law lives with me. His dad passed away this week. He was 1 year older than me, 66 years old.
Oh,
Making a birthday gift for our granddaughter, who is turning 8 this weekend and was coming to our home for the party. How to support a son-in-law who lives with you? Hugs, funeral arrangements not planned, scan photos, take care of grandkids, hugs again, discuss cremation versus burial, where to host family members, all the unplanned minutiae. Things I just taught to Gab instructors this past week.
my gosh. I'm sorry, Lily. Knowing you, I'm sure you rose to the occasion and did all those things to support that young man. But what a tragedy thinking he was so young and that he was coming. I mean, really.
Yeah, thank you. And it was the theme, teaching
I
Gab.
know. Yeah. Isn't that something?
Wow. Anybody else? We'll do one more if anybody has something they'd like to share. Yeah, Mickey.
okay.
Oh, unmute.
I
Yeah,
only
there.
offered because this is much lighter. Diane Keaton's death rocked me. She was a guiding light to my growth in adulthood. Her style, her personality, her spirit, her talent, her eye for beauty, her confidence all meant so much to me. I so related to her being. Never met her, saw her once in a restaurant, and she walked by my table to exit the place. My heart skipped a beat. She was a mentor for me, and I can't really think of having many, if any. Maybe a teacher, but certainly not someone I hadn't even met before. Her films were magnificent, her breadth of a resume, her ability to excel in so many different genres and characters. People have told me I remind them of her. Massive compliment. Her love life and her insistence on independence resonates big time.
Oh, Mickey, I love that.
That's a beautiful tribute. I just listened to a Terry Gross interview with her from years ago. She was a brilliant woman,
Mm,
Nikki. Wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna get started now. I'm gonna do the techno stuff, do the sharing. There we go. Good. Okay, and we're doing this in honor of our 15-year-old street dog that we rescued from Guatemala who passed away on Monday.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So Greg and I have about 70 years combined experience in the nonprofit sector. Together, we founded the Project Somos Children's Learning Village in Guatemala. We lived in the Central Highlands for 13 years.
Mhm.
2 years ago, we relocated to Mexico. We both trained as Gab instructors, as Cheryl mentioned, since our arrival here. As instructors living in an aging expat community, we are committed to supporting people to preserve their stories. Together, Greg and I teach Gab classes in our home on our screened-in patio. Our dogs with those that need the connection, and we always bake cookies and serve iced tea and fresh hibiscus water. We are on our third round of classes, and we'll be starting a second level class with our combined first two groups next week. We love this work. I'm also trained as a digital storytelling facilitator with Common Language, and I encourage people to make short videos about meaningful moments in their life or to create legacy messages. My mentor, Dr. Mike Lang, and I taught our first class to the Gab community in January. It was called From Page to Screen. So we worked with a group of people to take their Gab stories and convert them into short films. Two of those students have since trained to become digital storytellers as well. And a couple of them are here in the today. Mike and I are running our next round of that class, From Page to Screen. It's starting at the end of this month. If anybody's interested, let me know.
Turning the written story into a short video takes storytelling into a different realm. The storyteller's words, their voice, and their photos are all used. To promote our storytelling services, Heather and I give public talks as often as possible. We talk about the importance of preserving written stories or short films. The movie Coco is a huge inspiration to us, and this Sunday, we're giving a public talk to share about how we, as foreigners here in Mexico, can learn from Mexicans and how we can choose to embrace some of their traditions. We will share how we have embraced the tradition of making an altar in honor of those who have passed away. Today, with you, we will give a modified version of our presentation in hopes you will be inspired to embrace this beautiful Mexican tradition. Who here has seen the movie Coco?
Let me see. I gotta see. Put your hand up, yeah, if you've seen it, just so we have an idea.
It's a
Nice.
few years old. Do you happen to remember the year?
2017.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
So here's the opening scene.
Here we got to try this again. We had this little glitch earlier. Sometimes doesn't grab the sound. Well, I gotta. Sorry about that. Bear with me.
Dia de los Muertos is a vibrant Mexican celebration honoring deceased loved ones. It's held annually on November 1st and 2nd. Rather than mourning death, the holiday celebrates life and maintains connection with those who have passed away. The tradition stems from pre-Columbian indigenous cultures, particularly the Aztecs, who held a month-long celebration honoring the dead. When Spanish colonizers arrived in the 16th century, they attempted to replace these pagan rituals with Catholic observances like All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. Instead of disappearing, the indigenous tradition blended with Catholic elements, creating the unique syncretic celebration we know today. The Aztecs believed death was simply another phase of existence, and the dead could return to visit during certain times of the year. This worldview deeply influenced the modern celebration's joyful, welcoming approach to death. The modern Day of the Dead celebrations reflect this blend of indigenous and Catholic traditions. Families gather to clean and decorate graves, build altars with offerings called ofrendas. They have food and personal items, and they share stories and memories of their loved ones. Skulls and skeletons symbolize the acceptance of death as a natural part of life. The flower marigolds are used to guide the spirits with their vibrant color and scent. The Day of the Dead is a testament to Mexico's rich and complex history, showcasing a beautiful fusion. Some people are rightly concerned with appropriation of cultural rituals and symbols. Key factors that tend to distinguish respectful engagement include the depth of your relationship with the culture, whether you're learning from the people within it, how you represent the tradition, and whether your participation supports or undermines the community it comes from. The impact of the source culture and the voices of people from that culture should be central considerations. I grew up in a family that had the privilege of a safe place to live, enough to eat, and opportunity for an education. I was the youngest of 5 children, with 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. My father was a Navy veteran of World War II. In those days of undiagnosed PTSD, my parents were not considered alcoholics, but very committed social drinkers. I became the invisible child, which was much better than it sounds. Despite my clarity of memory of my youth, I have very few memories of interaction and relationship with my brothers and sisters. I can see our familial home and neighborhood very clearly. As many children of that era, I was allowed freedom to leave the house early and not come back for many hours, only returning for lunch and dinner. I see that being the last invisible child was a gift that propelled me into the world of nature. Some might consider my parents' behavior toward me benign neglect, and it may have been, but regardless, I am grateful that my familial situation propelled me into a loving relationship with the mineral, plant, and animal worlds. I cannot know all of my parents' suffering that precipitated their behaviors, but I extend my gratitude and blessings to them, knowing they did their best under the circumstances.
So the next is a, how come it's not moving forward? Sorry. I'm not
That was
sure what-
amazing how you could get that done, Greg, in just those few words. I mean, by adding the music and the photos, amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing how photos can take the
Yeah.
place of a lot of the words. So next, this is the world premiere of my personal digital story that I just am in the process of completing. And it tells about what brought me to this here today.
Wow.
Going to switch to a program, my Final Cut Pro, which is where I do the work, so that you guys can see it.
So this is the first time ever showing of your story, huh?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. We are in the midst of a worldwide pandemic. I am living in Guatemala, running the Project Somos Children's and sadness feels like. I am grateful for the distraction to focus on something beyond the intense sadness I'm enduring. Even now, the photographs are hard to look at. They take me back to this very difficult time. And I am grateful I chose to document this story, as it is now a part of our family's story. I know I'm going to lose my dad. Will I get to see him again? Will he be able to hang on until I get out of quarantine? Time crawls. 14 days has never felt so long. I have not seen him in 18 months. These last 2 weeks are the worst of all. I finish my quarantine, test negative, and make my way to my dad for 1 day. And then the ambulance whisks him off to the hospital, and I don't see him for another week. I am aware of the ticking clock. Each day apart is another lost day. I feel there is so much we need to talk about before he goes. During one of our precious visits, he pulls out the family box he has been working on for years. He spreads everything on the table. He hasn't had a chance to properly pass on the information to any of us. Dad has always been the dedicated family historian. He gathers stories and traces the family tree. He has kept letters, tickets, performance reviews, and report cards. He does a DNA test so that he can make more familial connections, most back in Ireland. As a child, Dad traveled from Ireland to Canada. When his father died, he, his mom, and his sister returned to Ireland. Canada had become a part of him, and as soon as he was old enough, he journeyed back to Montreal, where he met my mom. After their Irish honeymoon, decades would pass before he saw his homeland again. Both my mom and dad were intrigued with humans and their stories. They were excellent listeners and could draw out people's stories in no time at all. People felt seen, safe, and loved in their presence. When we were living in Guatemala running Project Somos, my dad would come and join us at the height of our volunteer season. He would be the on-site host, connecting with everyone that was there. He would inquire and listen to their stories. Throughout my life, my dad was always my biggest cheerleader. He would have been so excited about me becoming a guided autobiography instructor. He would have jumped in, writing his memoir 2 pages at a time. He would have added the stories to our family archives. Oh, how I wish I had been able to make a digital story with him. I would have recorded him sharing a meaningful story from his rich life. His calming voice and beautiful photos would have filled the screen, and I would have had this to watch again and again. Sadly, I do not have this historical keepsake to cherish and to pass on to his grand and great-grandkids. I know my dad's influence brought me here today. This work as a story doula feels like it was passed from him to me. How do I even begin to describe the honor I feel at being able to listen to someone's story? To hear about the wounds they've carried since they were 7, to learn about their battle with cancer, to discover they are caring for a spouse with dementia. Grandmas are often the stars in their stories. Family cottages provide very special memories. Meals and food memories play key roles. These stories touch me deeply, and I feel so honored when people share them with me. 40 days after his diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, my dad died at home, surrounded by his family. 10 years earlier, my mom too died 40 days after her cancer diagnosis. I was with them both in those final weeks. Time moves faster than we think it will, and we may not have as much as we hoped or anticipated. Sadly, I will never be able to hear the rest of my dad's stories, and I will always live with that regret. That realization is my commitment to help others preserve their stories and the stories of their beloved family members. I do this work in honor of my beloved father, Dennis Knox.
Oh my gosh. That was incredible, Heather.
Brilliant, Heather.
Oh,
Brilliant.
It's so moving.
We are in
Oh.
the midst of a worldwide pandemic. I am living in
beautiful.
Guatemala, running the Project Somos Children's Learning Village.
That was stunning, Heather.
Really.
You've brought us to tears.
Really good.
Thank you. Okay, back on
Okay.
track. Yeah.
I'm not sure how she expects me to talk after seeing that.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. How can you follow that?
Yeah.
I know.
So Heather and I have lived in Ajijic, Jalisco, Mexico for 2 years, but we have visited Mexico many times over the past 20 years. When I left the United States when I was 20, I traveled overland in Mexico and South America for 2 years. During this time, I did not speak English. When I returned to the US, I felt that my cultural home had shifted and it had become Mexico. And today it is my home, our home. As you know, Latin America has a rich culture and history with wonderful people. We really love it here. Last year, we took a deep dive into the Day of the Dead. We populated, as you can see here, a beautiful altar with photos of beloved departed ones, including pets, and some personal items like food and candles and marigolds. Every morning, we drank our coffee and tea. We looked at the photos of our deceased family, friends, and dogs. It was an opportunity to give focus to those who gifted me and us with their presence in our daily life, and remember them with love and compassion. It was a very meaningful time, which was not characterized by loss or grief, but by celebration and gratitude.
So what goes into a traditional altar? There are photographs of the deceased loved ones, and these ensure the departed are remembered and recognized. In the tradition, as shown in Coco, when someone is forgotten or when there's no photo, no one remembers them and they fade away completely. The photo keeps their memory alive and helps their spirit find its way to their earthly home. The marigold flowers, and we have some up here, they're known as Flor de Muerto, or the flower of the dead, and their vibrant color and strong scent creates a path that guides spirits from the cemetery to the ofrenda or altar. In Coco, they form that glowing bridge between the two worlds, and the petals are often scattered from the grave to the home. Candles light the way for spirits returning home, and they represent hope and faith. Each flame is a prayer or a memory. The warm glow welcomes the souls and helps them find their path in the darkness. Food offerings. The spirits don't physically eat the food. They absorb its essence, aroma, and energy. Family offer the deceased family members favorite dishes, showing love and remembrance. Pan de muerto, or bread of the dead, is the traditional sweet bread made specifically for this occasion. You include what they loved in life. I'm just going to show you a couple little things. I've been doing pottery, and so last year I made my dad's favorite Irish breakfast with egg, bacon, fried tomatoes, and toast. My mom loves sushi and tempura. She loved a glass of wine, or the glass of, and my dad loved his Jameson. So I put those out on our altar.
And he always shows up.
They also put out personal items, so the spirits recognize their altars and feel at home, like a musician's guitar or a grandmother's shawl, a writer's glasses. These objects carry memories and show we remember who you were, what you loved, and what made you you. The sugar skulls, these are colorful, decorated skulls, celebrate death rather than to fear it. It's often inscribed with names, and they represent specific individuals and embody the Mexican attitude that death is part of life's cycle, something to acknowledge with sweetness, art, and even a little bit of humor. The paper decorations, or papel picado, these delicate cut tissue papers represents the fragility of life and the wind. the element that carries the spirits. The intricate designs often depict skeletons, flowers, and celebratory scenes. The opening scene to Coco is just fabulous with their papel picado. Their movement in the breeze shows the presence of the visiting spirits. So the overall message, each element shows love, remembrance, and the belief that death doesn't end the relationships. It transforms them. As long as we remember and honor our loved ones, they remain a part of our lives.
So the team, the Coco team, spent 5 years researching throughout Mexico, learning about the customs, music, and family bonds around the Day of the Dead. They traveled through Oaxaca and Mexico City, Michoacan, visiting towns where the altars, ofrendas, filled the homes. One older woman had a husband who had passed away years before. She pointed at the photo of her husband and said, "He visits me every year." That really hit the team and made them realize Day of the Dead wasn't about mourning, but it was about reunion. This is what shaped the film's emotional core. It became a love letter to the past, a reminder that our ancestors really never leave us as long as we remember them. Every frame of the movie was inspired by real locations. Though the Land of the Dead was fantasy, it was really influenced by the city of Guanajuato's colorful stacked buildings. The Marigold Bridge was inspired by the fields of flowers that bloom every fall. Pixar wanted to make sure the movie was culturally accurate, so they hired Mexican historians, linguists, and artists as consultants. And if you see the credits at the end of the movie, there are hundreds of Mexican consultants and people that are acknowledged. By the time Coco was released, it actually earned the approval of Mexican audiences, historians, and even government officials who truly appreciate it. And we've spoken to people here, and they said it sparked a renewed interest in the young people of Mexico in this cultural tradition. When the film premiered in Mexico, it became the highest grossing film in Mexican history. It grossed $49 million. The movie won 2 Academy Awards, including Best Original Song, Remember Me, and Best Animated Feature.
So preparation typically begins in mid to late October. So we're right at the point where people start to make their altars. Most people complete their altars by October 31st, and the altars remain up until November 2nd. Is there anybody here that ever has done altars? No.
Lady
Anybody?
Rojas.
Yes.
Lady Rojas.
Oh, yeah.
We have a similar practice here in the Philippines. We also offer the things that the Mexicans do for the Days of the Dead, and also All Saints Day, November 1 and 2.
Nice.
Ah,
Nice. Anybody else?
Lady
Yeah.
Rojas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah,
common in
in Peru,
Singapore
do you
as
know?
well.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, lady.
Yeah, do you know in Peru we use because it's a tradition, indigenous tradition.
Yeah.
So my grandmother was indigenous people, do you know? And
Yeah.
so each November we celebrate with a tree. We put
A
a
tree.
tree, do you know?
Yeah.
Everything like for the kids, do you know? We give them sweets.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Yeah, that is the way that remember our ancestors. Yeah.
that's beautiful.
And there is a specific day that is for the sweets for the kids here as well. Is there anybody here that is interested in doing an altar this year? Yeah. So we'd love to challenge people to start maybe working on an altar. If you do, send me a photo, okay? And if we get a number of them, I'd love to put together a little slideshow or video to share on the Biram Forum. We're actually here in Mexico on October 25th. There's a restaurant across the street from us, and they will be doing a workshop. The Mexican owner is going to be teaching individuals who want to come and learn about how to make an altar. So you're all welcome to come join us.
Wonderful.
So remember, your unique stories are important. Your legacy will disappear when you die. Your high points, your low points, lessons learned, loves of your lives, unless you record them, preserve them, and pass them on. And I know I'm talking to the choir, because we're all many of us are Gab instructors. If you have not seen the movie, go watch it. It gives such a lovely overview of Mexico culture around Day of the Dead and beyond. Thank you for listening to our presentation today. Wish us luck as we do it for the community live on Sunday. And I'm going to pass it to you, Cheryl. Oh, and unless anybody has any questions or comments.
Yeah, you can all unmute yourselves. Thank you, Heather and Greg. That was amazing. You know, how we ever are going to follow up with something like that with the Gab chats, I don't know. That was so we got the preview of the presentation that's going to go out in your community then on Sunday. That was amazing.
Thank you.
All of it. Thank you so much.
It was fun.
Who has a question or comment? Anybody?
The whole lecture today was just, it was so well put together and so meaningful. I was crying. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the movie.
Oh, you got to see it. Oh,
Just learning more about it, and both of your digital documentaries were just phenomenal.
Oh, thank you, Mickey.
Thank you.
Thank you, that was lovely.
I would love to learn more about your digital storytelling. You have an amazing talent of how to select the photographs and tell the story and the background music and bringing it all together. It was lovely.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, just reach out to me. Oh, the other thing is I'm going to put in the chat the list if anybody wants to do an altar. That just came to me. And my email is on there. So you can reach out if you want to, because it is something I'm offering to all of our students that want to do it. And I've had a number already, and I can do it virtually. The other person is Teresa. Do you want to wave? Teresa is also a facilitator. Is anybody else on the call?
are you talking about the digital storytelling? Or you talking about the altars now, Heather?
The digital storytelling.
Okay,
That's what.
because yeah, Cindy is new. She will finish next week, so it's all new to her. But they went through Cindy, and I don't know when you did it, but you trained Barbara Smith, and Janet Ferguson is also a digital storyteller, but with story. Janet,
yeah,
you
well,
might unmute yourself and tell us which one you Story Center, Digital Story Center, right?
Yeah, Story Center.
Right. So it is amazing how the video, the pictures, and how I'm a wordy person, so it's just wonderful to see how you can capture the essence with photos and with just a few words and music. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've had 3 or 4 Gab instructors who have taken the training and learned how to do it. So
well, yeah, 2 of them learned are now trainers as well, and the others converted some of their stories into, or converted a story each. So
right.
Amazing process, really. It's very fun.
So I've been building a digital archive at permanent.org as a way to share information with my family. And one of the premises around permanent.org was to create a place for nonprofit organizations to be able to share their work, their culture, and their history. And I think these digital stories are such a wonderful fit with that platform.
Oh,
I
Wow.
would learn
I'll
more
be in
about that.
touch to learn
Yeah.
about your training. Thank you.
Well, we'd like to learn more about that too, Cindy. Cindy's a genealogist, so she's coming at it from a different, and like I said, now she's adding the stories to the genealogy work, but permanent.org is something new to me.
Mhm.
I just did the list. If anybody wants to grab that, if you want to make an altar.
Heather and Greg, I just want to say your presentation was so inspiring. It was just, it was moving, it was inspiring, it was beautiful. Just, I'm coming away with much more than I anticipated from this Gab chat. It was, kudos. You're going to do fantastic on Sunday.
Oh, thank you, Heidi. And Heidi, do you want to just quickly tell what you and I have up our sleeves?
Well, it's a little bit of a different twist on, the Mexican culture, but yeah, sure. We are just putting together, we have put together an amazing opportunity for people to come to Mexico for a week on a memoir writing retreat the first weekend in March, or the first week in March. We're going to be sharing the methodology of using sensory details to capture the pivotal moments of your life in a most beautiful setting in Sayulita, Mexico. So if you want more information on that, you can contact Heather or myself, and we'll send you all the goods.
Thanks, Heidi. Can't wait to meet you live.
Well, I hate to get back to the basics, but
Yes.
One of the things we wanted to do is I've brought in our IT person, Melissa Coates. Melissa, wave your hand. Melissa also happens to be my one and only daughter, and she's living up in Northern California, but she's also the IT person for the Buren Center. And she's going to walk us through how the Buren Center Community Hub works, how we access the forum, access the resources, and then find out where on those resources that you will find all of the Gab chats that are put up on YouTube and then recorded and left up there for you to go back and look at anytime you want. So this one will go there as well. So Melissa, is there anything I can do for you, or?
No, that's fine. Before I share my screen, because I have to get to the Buren Center to share, just by a show of hands, how many on the call today are Community Hub subscribers to the Buren Center? So yeah, let me jump over to the screen. So I'm maybe 50% on the call. Okay. Okay, so some of this, it should be refreshed for you, or maybe you haven't seen the update, or maybe you have a question. So I'm able to take your questions too at the end, or you can go ahead and interject in the middle too. It doesn't matter. This is kind of a walkthrough for you. So please interrupt me if you have a question, but let me go ahead and share my screen. And can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me just get this out of the way. Oh, okay. I don't know what the Zoom error is, but hold on. Okay. Now, do you see my screen then?
Yes, we do.
You see the Buren Center?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to go as I'm going to log in as any person that is a part of the Community Hub. So I type in the burencenter.org, and this flashes up the Buren Center landing page. And then over to the right is a login prompt. So I type that, and this is where you type your email. Oops. I wanted to do this from the very beginning so you could see everything as if I was just coming in fresh with a new web browser. Okay, so now this is your pop-up menu with the Buren Center Community Hub. This hopefully will look familiar. In the past, it was slightly different. We had a long list of all the resources available, but we streamlined it and just had the pop-up, which we couldn't bypass. So we have the pop-up and it says Buren Center Community Hub. And then to get into it, click View. So now we are at the landing page of the Community Hub. This is a paywall. So this is those that are subscribers to the Buren Center Community Hub can only access these pages, what's behind this page. So what you'll see to the far left are basically the main menus of the Community Hub. You have a welcome center. Below that, you have a toolkit. And then below that is the forum. So in the welcome center, we put Cheryl's video of the welcoming of the community hub. This was done back September of 2024, so it's a year old, but maybe we might be updating that to something new now or put another video there. But this is basically for anyone coming into the community hub. It's their first view of what it's all about, visual and audio view. So then over here, so as you can see, what I'm doing is as I click on something, so I'm going to right now click on creating safe spaces. And this is basically all the documentation that we have, that the Buren Center has as far as policies and guidelines, code of ethics, community hub guidelines. It's all here located at your fingertips. You press click here and it'll take you to those documents. What I wanted to also say is if you find yourself here, but oh, you didn't mean to go here, just do the backspace and it'll bring you back to the main community hub landing. And the other item we have in this Welcome Aboard Center is the get on the map and show off your badge. This is the area where you will complete this form, instructor locator form. They hit explore, it'll pop up a form and that'll show you, let me go ahead and do it. It'll show you all the information that you need to fill out and complete and hit submit. And that will go to us and we will go ahead and input that information on the instructor locator. So you will be seen on the Buren Center. And the other item here is that right now it's filled with the Buren Center Gab certification badge. That's for you to use in your marketing handouts and flyers or signature lines on your work emails, Gab related work emails.
And all of the new instructors will get it. Cindy, you'll be getting it when you finish the class next week. And those of you who maybe took the training, like I was thinking about Diane or Carolyn, who never got one, you can get it from here, because we didn't have it 10 years ago.
Okay, and then so now cruising on down to the next area, we have the Gab toolkit. Three different categories: lead the way, emerging themes, and watch and learn. Lead the way is basically the instructor training materials. Anything you might want to describe a little bit more about what this involves, Mom. Sure. But this is all the material. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is different material. Like here's one about how to create books, how to put it into a book. The research protocol, there's self-publishing. These are all things that other Gab instructors or that I've collected over the years. I was telling in the Gab lab this morning that there's another syllabus called Gab 2. That syllabus is located in here. We have right brain exercises that Heidi, gave us permission to use. We have themes, about how to work with the LGBTQ community. We have different story sparking from Angela Lipsey. So these are all different resources for all of you to add to your own Gab toolkit as you go forward and teach your classes.
And then the next item are basically themes,
right.
Other themes that you can use in your classes.
Right, friends, military service, your kids are grown. That's a new one that just came out by one of our Gab instructors who've written a book. Parenting then and now, regrets, growing older, love letters, senior to senior conversations. These are different themes that you might want to use in classes, because the thing that'll happen is you'll offer one class and then, like I think even Heather and Greg can say, the groups want to keep meeting. They don't want it to end. So the real Buren Bible has 9 themes. Well, you might have a class that goes for 20 sessions, 30 sessions, or like Mickey, I don't know how many themes you've created, Mickey. So you add new themes to keep your class going. So here's different
I'll
themes.
go ahead as an example. I'll click on, so when you get in here, you could just click on the item and then it gives you a little bit more. This is Alice's
from Allison.
work.
Yeah.
And then so you see a little bit about it. There's this particular menu has a search too, so you can search some of the keywords and it'll help you find a theme that you might want to explore. And then when you hit the explore button, it will give you the PDF form to download or print or whatever, save.
Great.
Okay. And now get back. So again, I just backspace to get out of it. And then the final, did I skip something? Oh, sorry. Watch and learn. These are video. This is the video library right now. We have the Gab chats going on there. Some the introduction to guided. What is this? The Buren video.
You might want to. Can you click on that and just show that, just for 2 seconds?
Buren.
This is the This is DVD that we created. I was mentioning this in class this morning with Dr. Buren, And you'll just see how he opens it up and you can hear him talk
You want
about
me
it.
to open up one?
Yeah, go ahead and open one and just play the first, minute where you see him talking about it.
So what's happening is it'll take you to the Barron Center YouTube channel.
There's no sound. I don't know why.
You probably didn't hear your sound, Melissa, when you connected Zoom.
Oh, shoot.
That's okay. We know.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, okay. But you know how to get there.
Yeah, you know how to get
Sorry,
there
I
and you get to see
apologize.
it. That's all right.
Okay.
So
And
then the
then
other thing we
again,
might mention is the summit. So a year ago, we did a summit for, what was it, 3 days? Every day for 6 hours, we had 30 different Gab instructors that shared their knowledge, all of it. And we have now saved all of those summit
Wow.
and we've edited them so they're all there for you to go back and listen to.
Right.
And some, they're brilliant. I mean, it was an amazing summit for me because I got to see all of you doing your own thing and the brilliance of everybody. So you'll get
Okay.
everything from poetry. You'll see Heather talking about digital storytelling. You'll see Janet Ferguson. I think you were also talking about either digital storytelling, Janet, or the flavors of the past. I'm not sure. We had people in Turkey. We had Australians. We had, Canadians. We had everybody talking about different things. Those from Singapore, ones from China. So this is all there, and each one is 30 minutes, or I think it comes out to about 25 minutes. Steve Hoover talked about using guided autobiography with cognitively impaired older adults and the caregivers. Mike Oak is a Gab instructor in Oxford, England, and he talked about doing one-on-one and how he's adapted the Gab method to work with his clients. So,
and I just wanted to also just say is these resources are ever being added, ever changing.
we're trying
This
to.
is not just an all inclusive list right now. Every month, new things pop into the resources. We try to advertise it in the newsletter or someplace or on the forum, but just keep checking back if you haven't seen anything. But there should be something coming in every month. And then finally, we have the forum, which is the Beer Center discussion board. There is a how-to guide on navigating the particular forum tool that's linked to the Beer Center. That's this download right here, this forum, this guide. It gives you a little bit kind of a general idea of the forum protocols and topics and what everything means within the forum. Then that's the far right, but the link in the middle is the button go to the forum. That'll take you to the discussion board. I just wanted to also say is once you log in at the very beginning, like I did, we have single sign-on, so you shouldn't have to relog back in or log into the form. It should automatically be transparent. You log in, and it takes you when you click on that button to the form, it'll take you to the form without having to log back in. That initially in the beginning rollout, that wasn't the case, but we since changed that. But if you're still having issues, just reach out to me or reach out to support@thebeerencenter.org, and we'll get right on it to try to troubleshoot for you. But this is the forum as well, so I don't know if you need any further direction on the forum, or if there's any other in general questions I could ask, or you might want to ask me. Feel free. But the forum is basically
looking at the categories, we started with the welcome just so you'd get familiar with it if you want to go in there, find out what it is, the instructions, etc. And then we went down to the Beer Center, and that was supposed to be things that the Beer Center would post, new classes coming up, which we have a new class. Janet Ferguson is going to be offering the flavors of the past. And all Gab instructors who are members of the Beer and Community Hub will get a 20% discount. So that is posted in there. And then the second part after the Beer Center is let's gab about it. And that we all started this, years ago with just a Gab Google group. And this is where the Gab instructors would talk to one another and say, listen, I've got this person in my class and they don't want to write. Does anybody have any suggestions? Or does anybody have any new themes? I'm out of themes. That this is your place to ask questions of one another. And you've all been so generous with sharing your resources and sharing your ideas that, you know, I was amazed. So the Let's Gab About It is basically that the old Gab Google group and where you want to talk about it. And then we've also taken other suggestions because you might, if we show the menu again, Melissa, where we have the, what is it called? The long story or
Long
long
form
form
library.
writing. That came out from a suggestion from Jerry Waxler and a couple other Gab instructors who wanted to go more, not just, you know, longer writing your memoir. So we've introduced this category, you know, of longer writing, not just the 2 pages, you know, where we have a group of people who go in and post there and ask one another questions. So we're trying to be as receptive to your needs because this isn't, you know, we can change these categories. You know, like if nobody uses them, we can change them. I don't know. I'm thinking.
The other thing is when you're in the forum, this is at the very top. You see where my cursor is. This is basically your menu for the forum. So you're able to search if there's something in particular you want to search on. You could search categories, you could search topics, or you could search members. So it's a great tool to if you want to look up something. If you saw an email of a recapture review email from the Beer Center come in, an auto email that said, oh, a topic that intrigued you, but you never did get back to it and you got lost where it was, you could search on that keyword, whether it's the tasting the past or something, you could search it and it'll pop it up. Any related threads that might have that search that you're looking for. Are there any questions?
Yeah, who has a question? Somebody must have something
I
to
just
say.
have to say, this is absolutely amazing. This is a lot of work and it is so helpful. It just seems so rewarding after being in this as an instructor and as a student. Look at how far it's come. It's really, really such a great resource. Kudos to everybody that put that together.
Thank you, Mickey. I mean, to me, it keeps seeming like it's not coming fast enough. I used to think that academia was slow, but I'm telling you, the nonprofit world is just as slow. It just takes time. But yeah, how long we revamped the whole website, Melissa? What was that, a year and a half ago or 2 years now?
Yeah,
It does take time.
2 years.
Hey, Cheryl, this is Linda.
Sure.
So I'm still a student as well. I think there was somebody else that said, when do we when are we able to have access to this?
Well, you can have access now. I think that, Melissa, you might go back to that first page because the home page is where we skipped where they would join if they wanted to join. And this, I should mention that this is only, the membership is only for guided autobiography instructors. The home page of the Beer Center is, you know, open for anybody. I mean, it's not closed. Anybody, that's how would-be instructors often find us. But to join the community hub, that is only, if you scroll down, I think it says only for Gab. Is it the right fit? You know, what's included with your subscription? And then there's a click. And it's 135 because with the fees that the PayPal and that take out, we ended up with, you know, less money than 125. And again, the Beer Center is a 501c3 and we need to be fiscally responsible. So this is one way that we keep up our 501c3 status. And I think, and that my goal, I think of all the associations that I belong to that I pay dues for every year, I want this to be worth your $120, $35. So that's why we're putting as much of everything up there as we can for you, because I have gobs of information and it's just like, okay, I've got to put it somewhere.
Yay.
Lisa, I think you had your hand up or we're going to say something.
Yes, I was going to ask, you know, Heather was saying that they, first, thank you for your really wonderful presentation today. You were saying you had your classes in your house. And so I'm in the process. I was looking for space for classes, and I'd considered doing it in my house, and I'd just love to hear your experience of that. Like, how big a space or how many people do you have in a class? And like, I wanted it to be also bring food and stuff like that, but I just was interested because it seemed like most people did it in a library or some other kind of, intermediate space.
Did our first run in expat community center, and they charged us 40%. So we were like, yeah, forget that. So we figure we can seat 10, and because there are two of us, we will split. Greg screened in the patio so that it was like a second room, because when there's mosquitoes, you can't work outside. Yeah, the biggest work is getting the house clean and ready for guests.
Yeah.
It's really,
and so you do it like once a week, over 6 weeks or 10 weeks or something like that.
yeah, starting next week, we'll have 2 a week. Because we have 2 running. And so we're always starting a new class, pretty much. We're going to be starting a new class every month or 6 weeks. We have a lot of people to draw from here, and we're kind of building momentum.
Great.
Mickey, haven't you done it at your house or not?
Who?
Mickey, have you done it?
Yeah, no, I've done it in several places. My favorite was doing it at my house, and it was just around the dining room table. I just needed to know who the people were.
Right.
A friend of a friend would refer. So I wasn't just putting a note on a telephone pole and, having them knock on the door.
Come on over to Mickey's.
Yeah.
He's got the best coffee and cookies.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
There is one other Gab instructor up in Northern California, and she only did it in her home, but it was only women, and it was women that she knew, and they continued meeting for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how you do it. I don't know, Barbara, have you ever done it in your own home or not?
I did when I first got started, yes.
Yeah.
And it was a group of women that I knew.
Right.
And we had it a few times, a few sessions in my home, and then we, went into other members' homes.
Oh.
But these were people that I knew.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
We're in a really small community, so and usually people are paying us up front and meeting them, or they meet at an event. And what we're noticing is that most of our new students are referrals from other students. Even though it's only a few, we're only on our 3rd round, it's already that ripple effect. So
that's great. Great.
Any other questions? Because thank you, Melissa. You did a great job. She asked me to do it.
Oh, you're welcome.
She built it, so I knew that I would be flubbing it up if I was going to try to do it.
It was really great. And as Angela pointed out, there were things in there that we didn't know about. So that was exciting to see it.
Yeah, great.
I have a couple of announcements.
Yep.
Next Gab Chat is on Wednesday, November 19th. It's a morning session, so it'll be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because the clocks will go back. And it's Kimberly Lee teaching Soul Collage. And then December, we're changing it up a little bit. We're moving the date forward so that we can do the anthology launch. And that'll be on Wednesday, December 10th. And it'll be at this time again, so the 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I will put those in the forum for people to see. I think I missed doing it this month. So I apologize for that. And thank you to Melissa for always getting the newsletters out to announce the upcoming Gab Chats. And again, if you have any ideas or something you want to share,
please.
let me know, and we can put you on our roster.
And I'm sorry, but I have to do. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, Mickey, what'd you ask?
The November date?
November is the 19th.
It's always the 3rd Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But anyway, I almost forgot. Sarah White could not be here. I promised that I was going to talk about the Gab anthology. The book is now ready to launch. I don't know how many of you here have a story in it, but you are going to be receiving notice on October 25th where you can buy the book at cost before it goes out to the public. And the co-authors you're going to receive media posts and graphics and how to leave a review on Amazon. And I don't know, the title of the book is Second Chances, Lives Change One Story at a Time. I believe we have 56 authors. We have our first Spanish speaking with translation into English, which was so nice with the Coco, hearing the Spanish songs and the words. I appreciated that, Heather. Kintsugi is a technique of joining broken ceramics together with gold or platinum or silver glue that is to symbolize making something new from something that was broken. So it kind of symbolized second chances. Like my husband looked at the cover of the book and he goes, "Well, what is that? What do you have a pot on there for?" So thought I better explain it a little bit for anybody that doesn't know that. The public launch is going to be November 15th. It'll go out to everybody and it'll be available on Amazon. And I just want you to know that all of the money that the second that this anthology, which is the Beeren Center's fourth one, all of it goes into the Beeren Center. So it's a way for the Beeren Center to make money, to offer scholarships for people that can't afford it. You know, we have one student now that we offered a scholarship to. She lost her entire home in the floods in Texas. So we want to give back. You know, our whole goal is to connect people. So that's what we're trying to do. And anytime you know, buy the book or do that, you are supporting, you know, the Beeren Center and what we're trying to do. So I thank you for that, and so does the Beeren Center.
And so on December 10th, when it's not the third Wednesday of the month, that month,
Okay, yeah.
we'll do the official launch and learn even more about it.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes, Barbara.
Yeah, for the date you gave when instructors or
It's October 25th. You mean when when the people whose book, out of the 56 stories that are included in the book, you'll get a notice from Sarah White with all the information about how to buy it at cost.
Do you know how long that I'll be out of the?
It says until November 10th.
Oh, okay.
I read on there, but I'm sure if there's something comes up, you can reach out to Sarah and figure out how to get around that, Barbara.
Very good. No, that's fine. I thought it was just for one day.
You know, it's a great book to use for your classes, you know, to show that all of the stories in the book are from either Gab instructors or Gab students. So they're all Gab stories, and they're divided up by into chapters based on themes. So really, it's a well, anyway, all the other books are available on Amazon too. You can look at it and see what they look like. We've been very proud of what we've done with it.
Are they digital too, Cheryl?
Not all of them. There's some on Kindle. I think the first one, and I think the first or second one is also done in large print, but not all of them.
And Todd has a question here, so I think it ties back to.
Go ahead, Todd.
Does anyone have a blank life graph? Would that be on the website?
What did you ask for, Todd?
I'm looking for a blank life graph.
Oh, I've got that. I've got a zillion. I can get that to you.
Could you email that to me? I'm using it as a handout for my my workshop tomorrow.
Yeah, but
and I know Mary looks one.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the recording here and thank everybody for this.